So I just got done with squats, right? And what used to happen to me when I was squatting was that I used to get a really bad rash all over my face and neck, right? I know some people have seen me with this kind of like redness, and it's gotten really bad. Like sometimes it gets really, really overblown, right? Basically what used to happen when I used to squat was I would go in, set up, and for powerlifting we use a belt to have something to brace against, right? So you have a belt, you breathe into it, and you hold that breath into what we call a brace, right? But it's not really a Valsalva. It's more of like a, just like you increase your intra-abdominal pressure. Okay, that does sound a bit like Valsalva. What used to happen, right, was we used to have all this pressure built up in our abdomen. So when we go down and come up, we can force all the power in our legs and bring ourselves back up in a squat, right? That's the best way to produce a heavy number when you're squatting. Now, the problem with that is that when I used to be a newbie lifter, I used to do this thing that powerlifters call pushing as hard as you fucking can. And that is a big problem in not only not being as efficient in your lift, but also just fucking you up in all sorts of ways. And the one way that it screwed me over was I used to get this huge rash on my face because all that abdominal pressure used to climb up slowly, creep out of the abdomen past the diaphragm and split open every vessel imaginable in my face. That is what we call capillaritis, but people would just say I look fucking horrible. It would be more of like this petechia, purpura kind of rash. It'd be like purple and hyperpigmented, not itchy. It won't be painful, but it would look so bad to the point where it's doing me mental damage. So it's interesting how you can think about something like this being mechanical, because most of the time vessels and vasculitis, right, is usually an autoimmune thing. But something like a squat being so powerful and generating so much force through your vessels and traveling all the way into your tiny vessels in your face, causing that big of a problem. Anyway, don't be an idiot and keep that pressure low with your squatting. It will cause problems.